Welcome back for another episode of SpicyTalesPodcast with Kim and Stacy.
Hello.
Welcome back. Nothing's changed. Same outfits.
Same fits.
Same.
Only
Same
if
day.
you're on YouTube, which you should be subscribed to our channel and like the video that you
Yeah,
will
Mom,
see.
subscribe.
I'm pretty sure she.
I know. I'm just talking crap. So I'm gonna start off with my spicy tale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. And literally the reason why I don't do dating apps. Like this is why I'm good. So this is in like 2019 because it was right before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was it before the pandemic?
You went on dating apps after the pandemic?
No, I did not.
Okay.
God no.
So
It was before the pandemic, but I don't remember if it was like because I think
19
it
or
went to
18.
I think it went up to February 2020 that I started
okay,
that I was
yeah,
seeing this
that's
guy.
fine.
Anyways, so I'm on I think it was Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Tinder. I got a message from this guy. We chit chat. We're chit chatting. He seems cool, whatever. And then one day he's like, "Oh, like, do you want to go for coffee?" And I'm like, "Let me not let this man come meet me at my house." So like, unlike
You're much smarter than
some
I
of
am.
us.
Yeah.
So I park my car on the main road and like tell him to meet me at my car just because like it's easier that way, whatever. So I get in his car, we go get a coffee, and I'm like, I think it was like December 2019 going into like January or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we go get a coffee, whatever, and like we both smoke. So he's like, "Oh, do you want to smoke in my car? We'll just chit chat, whatever." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever. Let's chit chat." So like we chit chat. He's chill. Like he has a kid. Like he's telling me about his business. Like he started.
Was it a startup?
Don't fucking kill me. No. And he paid for my coffee. I mean, it was only like
I was gonna say, I'm glad he paid for your $3 coffee.
yeah, it was only a $3 coffee, but
still,
whatever. At least
it
he paid for it.
matters.
So anyway, yeah, whatever. So I see him a couple of times, like he's okay, whatever. But like realistically, I was only seeing him because I was mad at the other guy that I was actually dating.
There's always something.
And I was like, he can play this game. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so we go on a couple dates, whatever. And then the last date that I was like, I will never go on another date on a dating app ever again. So first it starts with him picking me up because at this point, like we'd been on a couple dates. So I was like, okay, you can pick me up at my house. So we went snowmobiling. Which was pretty fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified because I am a scared person.
I would be scared too.
And also, I had very long nails at the time, and I was trying to hold on to him, and like I wasn't getting no
with your Peter Griffin nails.
Please insert the clip of him
Typing,
please insert clip of Peter Griffin right here. But yeah, so anyway, so like we went snowmobiling on the water because he had like a little fishing cabin, like an ice fishing cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a good time, whatever. We go and grab something to eat. And then
okay, but you didn't go ice fishing though. Okay.
No, we just went to his cabin to put his like mobile on the like iced over water, and then we like drove around a bit, and I was terrified because I was like, bro, what if the whole river like
I know.
like that was so
That's
scared. Like, and it cracks when you're on it, eh? Like it cracks.
It's one of my worst nightmares.
Yeah, me too.
Drowning in like
in ice cold water.
Yeah,
when
you can't get back.
Yeah,
through.
that's
Yeah.
I think I've had nightmares like that. Like that's terrifying.
Rough.
But anyway, so whatever, we get something to eat, and then his friends are like, "Oh, can you grab us like a couple cases of pop from the like Loblaws at College Square?" So we go to College Square. Whatever.
College Square.
I know. As we're parking, there's a group of like 4 little Asian girls coming out. I think I've mentioned this part of the story before, and it's like these 4 little Asian girls. They're wearing like little skirts. Like you could tell they're going.
Sounded so Valley just there.
Did I?
Oh my gosh! Keep going. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I think that there was like 4 little Asians there. I don't know if I told you guys this part before, but
All right.
anyways, okay, keep going.
So thanks for that. Anyways. You bitch ass bitch. You raggedy hoe. Is that better?
Yeah.
Anyways, since she wants me to get all ghetto. No, I'm just kidding. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Anyways, so these girls come out and they're like, you could tell they're definitely going out. Like they're going to a party, they're dressed up, it's cold out, so ain't no girl going in a skirt out unless it's
grocery shopping.
just to go grocery.
Yeah,
exactly. So anyways, he makes a comment and I was like,
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so he's like, that's why girls like that, they get what they deserve.
You already told this story.
This is not the part of the story. This is just leading up to it.
All right.
You raggedy ass bitch.
You fucking hoe. I hate you.
I'm done. I was kidding.
No, it'll be good for views.
Just getting a full fist fight right here. Anyway, so he makes that comment. Right away, I'm like,
no.
All right.
Deal breaker.
So then he's supposed to drive me home. So we get close to our house and he's like, oh, before I drop you off, like, we should smoke. But like at this point, I'm like, I just want to get home.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, like I gotta walk my dog, like blah, blah, like just trying to find any excuse. Like, oh, my brother's going out with his friends. Like, I gotta get home because I gotta walk my dog. And he's like, oh, it's gonna be quick, blah, blah, blah.
If a girl is saying all these excuses, get a clue.
At this point, I've already shared my location with my friend Kayla because I'm like, just to be on the safe side.
This is giving serial killer.
Literally, I've already shared my location with Carolyn. Like, I'm like, this man is not trying to drive me home. Like, he's making it very clear he's not trying to drive me home. We pull up to this, like, it looks kind of like a dog park, like the entrance part, but like it's going into a wooded area.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark out because it's dark at 3:00 in the winter.
Yeah.
And like we're like in the parking area, and I'm like stressed.
Yeah.
This man proceeds to fully take his dick out of his pants.
Oh god.
And just starts jerking off, and I'm just sitting there like.
Look at Will.
Like, Will, I'm so sorry, Will. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I should have warned you. Yeah, starts just beating it, and I'm just sitting there like,
am I supposed to be into
like,
this?
do I look away? Like, am I like, and I'm literally like,
was it big or was it small?
Stacey, I was too scared to even look. Like, I was so scared. Like, I literally I remember it being kind of pencil-y, like very skinny. So I was like, ooh, dodge the bullet. But yeah, so like, I'm like leaning on the passenger door, like, just like trying to like hurry up because like I want to go home.
Are you saying anything?
Stacey, what does one say?
Did you are you getting out, or you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait?
We're too far for me to walk home at this point. Like we're like, you know, like Bruce, I think it's Bruce Pitt, like, you know where okay, you know when you were on baseline and there's like the back way to go home on the 416?
Yes.
Like we're like there. Like there's a dog park, but it's there.
Right.
I can't walk home from there.
Right.
And it's winter. So, like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm literally just sitting in the car, like, do I get out and just book it? Like, do I stay? Like, I'm just kind of like, okay, like, I'm just going to let him finish. This man is
he moaning?
He's talking. He's like, yeah, you dirty bitch. like, just the craziest things. And I'm just like at one point I almost felt like I was having like an outer body experience because he like kind of like tried to like touch my boob, and I was just like, no. No.
Is that sexual harassment?
I don't.
They don't even really touch you, but
at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, just because I just want to let it just.
Right.
But anyway, so he's like whatever, and then after he finishes,
oh god,
he grabs his little toilet paper and does whatever, and he's like, "I'm really sorry you had to see that." Just like, yeah, can you drive me home, please? Because, like, I really have to go. Like, my brother has been calling, and I didn't want to be rude and answer, but, like, can you bring me home?
Yo, this guy's confident.
He's like, yeah, bro, this guy messaged me consistently for 3 weeks later. I had to finally, it got to the point that I was like, you need to piss off because I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, at first I was, like, trying to be nice and, like, bro, he knows where I live. Like, I don't want to fucking upset like, you are clearly not in your right mind if you thought, first of all, there was no sexual tension in the car for that to even be a lead up. Like, it was literally like, yeah, let me drive you home. Oh, hold on. Let's just, like, pull over here. And I was like,
no idea that this was coming.
What are you doing? Like, I fully thought I was going to get raped. I was like, okay, this is over. Like, I was literally, like, I had my keys in my hand, like, just in case. I was like, just to be on the safe side, let me just prepare myself for what's gonna happen.
Right.
That did not happen. He molested himself and then fucking was like, I'm really sorry you had to see that. I was like, yeah, can you just drive me home, please? Like, please.
Can you report people on like Tinder?
I don't know. I deleted the app.
Someone else.
I deleted the app. I forget what his last name is, but his first name's Jeff. So be careful out there if you meet a Jeff on Tinder.
What did he look like?
He's blondish, kind of like about 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", medium build.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
Gross.
like hazelish green eyes.
So he was cute.
He was all right looking. He drives a big ass Toyota, like I think it's like a 4Runner or some shit. Anyways, if you meet a guy named Jeff that likes to fucking ice fish and all that shit, don't go on a date with him. He's a pervert.
Unless you're into that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, like if you're into it.
No.
I was not. I was very scared.
That's so messed up. I don't think I've ever. Well, there was your 18th birthday. Was it your 16th birthday or your 18th birthday that we were at the hotel downstairs?
18.
And some guy pulled his dick out, and I was literally.
You were also 16.
No, I was 15.
15. That's
because
disgusting.
It was January.
That's
yeah.
men's are gross.
But that's confidence right there. But yeah, you might get yourself reported by the cops. You need to chill out. You should probably at least.
And he had a daughter.
At least tell
He had
the
a daughter,
person that you're
like-
going to do that before, and like ask for consent before you do it.
So he had a
At
daughter. How would you feel if some man did this with your daughter in the car? Like that's
I
fucking
don't know.
weird.
Some people are crazy. That's disgusting.
Ugh. Yeah. After that, I was like, if I don't meet a man in person, I'm good.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of risk
No.
in dating apps, but there's just a lot of risk in dating new people.
There's a risk
Like,
in being a
people are
woman.
into-
Period. Like
People are
just
into
being a
crazy ass shit.
Just being a woman is like already a lot. Like just walking the streets. We literally got a call earlier today from one of our cousins who called to tell us how she was like getting stuff out of her car, and like this homeless man came up to her and was like, I found this phone, and started trying to ask her to use her phone to call, and she was like, please get away from me. And he like yelled at her and told her, shame on you, blah blah blah. And like she had her 3-year-old son in the car, and he's like, shame on you, I'm a human being. And she's like, I didn't care that he was homeless. I care that you're a strange man coming
Stranger
close to
danger,
me,
get the fuck
and
out
I'm
of
with my
way.
child. Like she's like, I felt bad after. I'm like, you have nothing to feel bad about. As a
Homeless
woman,
people
you're
are
just
so
protecting
rude.
yourself. Yo, the Ottawa homeless people are. I don't know who they think they are.
One
They're
time I
on
had a
one.
guy ask me for money, and I was like, sorry, like I don't have cash, and they're like, we can go to the debit machine.
Yeah, this man said that to me once too, and I was like, if you don't
Aw,
get the
y'all are just.
I was like, if you don't
You
get
know
the
what? If you had one of those tap devices on you, maybe I would have tapped it right there. That's what they should really invest in.
First of all, like if you don't get the hell away from me right now, especially when that happened to me, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I had just finished my long ass shift. I'm just trying to go home. This guy's asking me, oh, we could walk to the debit machine. I literally looked at him and was like, get away from me. Like right now, get away from
But
me.
always ask homeless people, because sometimes I'm in the mood and I will give you money.
Oh, like if I have change, the other day I had like this much change, and I literally just dumped it in some guy's cup. He was so happy.
And speaking of change, Subway needs to cut it the fuck out, because the other day I went to work and I went to Subway, and tell me why they were charging 25 cents to put the Subway in the Subway bag.
Are you serious?
Like, first I go in and you guys are low on lettuce. And now I go in and you guys are charging 25 cents for these fucking plastic
Even
bags.
the bag,
Or I
at
think
the
it was a
grocery
paper
store
bag.
was 5 cents. Like, what do you mean?
One of the only places that still has plastic bags is Dollarama, and I'm so thankful for it.
That's what you use for your garbage.
Oh
bags,
my
isn't it?
gosh. Because I don't know if everyone does this, but if you're... Honestly, I feel like so many people do this where they take all their plastic bags and they use it as garbage bags.
Yeah, like for like the bathroom.
And it's really sad now, because now I
garbage.
just have a bunch of reusable bags. Obviously, I can't use those, so I have to buy legit garbage bags, which is really annoying. I hate that they're getting rid of plastic. I hate it.
Are they gonna eventually get rid of like actual plastic bags?
I think so. If you go to Walmart, there's literally nothing
I mean,
there.
like,
it's so annoying.
I know, because every
I think
single
Dollarama's just waiting until they run out, and then they're
No,
not.
I meant
going
like,
to-
do you think one day they're gonna get rid of like garbage bags?
Fuck no.
Well, what if they just force you to use compost? What would you have to put in the garbage?
Stop. Okay, you're being crazy right now.
Am I though? Because we already only have garbage once every 2 weeks.
I know. That's
So
wild.
like, am I being crazy?
You know what? Those people do need to to recycle, and we're good. We've always been good at recycling.
Yeah, I always recycle.
Because it does reduce your garbage. It does. It does
because ever since consistently recycling, we only fill up one bag of garbage in 2 weeks.
Exactly. The only time where we're wilding out is during like Christmas time. That's the only time where it's like, okay, I need it to be garbage and recycling at the same time. But other than that,
yeah,
we're good on the every other week. I actually wanted to do. I missed this on the last episode, but like I always want to do an Ottawa segment, and I want to do one right now.
Okay.
We actually tried to do this a couple weeks ago. But I'm going to test you.
Oh, God.
Kimberly. That's all I'm going to say.
Damn. All right. Full govs. Go.
I would like you to name 10 Ottawa high schools.
Oh, shit. All right. 10
Go.
Ottawa high school.
Yeah.
St. Pat's High.
Yeah.
Shout out. Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Immaculata, Notre Dame, Hillcrest, Canterbury, Ridgemont, St. Pius, St. Paul's, and what's it called? What the fuck? What's that school called? Sacred Heart.
Oh!
Thank you. Can you? The fuck? I just named them all.
not now. What the hell? I don't even know how many high schools there are in Ottawa.
There's way more. There's Lisgar. There's, I don't know.
Sir Robert Borden.
Oh yeah, Sir Robert Borden.
There's, West Carleton and
South Carleton. There's Lester B. Pearson. There's Sammy G.
Oh no, you said St. Pius already.
Yeah.
St. FX, I think there's some St. FX.
I don't know what that is.
One.
Isn't St. FX like club?
Maybe. There's Franco City.
Yeah.
There's Samuel Jeunesse.
I said Sammy G.
Oh, Franco West.
There's Franco West, yeah.
There's
the other one in
All Saints.
There's the one in Glen Karen.
A.Y. Jackson.
That's it. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
there's a lot of schools.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools. There's a lot of schools.
Damn.
Every episode I'm gonna test you on Ottawa, and you find something to test me on Ottawa too.
Because I'm like, the bus stops.
People,
yeah, that was hard.
Like that.
That was hard though. That was actually hard. Like to actually remember the bus stops.
Will came in clutch with Dominion.
Oh so. Yeah, Will. Yes. Shout out because that one was. I honestly feel like I never knew that bus stop.
No, I did.
I never knew the name of it. Like, I just never
I used to be so good. Honestly, ever since the pandemic, like, my brain has actually gone to shit. And it's so sad.
Like, memory-wise or just
even like, well, just in general, literally. Even my social skills have taken a plunge. It's so sad.
Actually, mine too. In the sense that, like, I... like prefer to just be at home by myself.
Yeah,
like one of my girlfriends lives literally 6 minutes from my house, and like I love hanging out with her. Like I have such a good time when it's just me and her. The minute this girl wants to go to a pool hall, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
I'd rather just be home, chilling, watching my videos. But we're still that social generation, so we can't die out like that. Anytime there's a get together, you should really try.
I mean, I do go, but like a lot of the times I leave early because I start to get anxious.
We're also older, but yeah, I start to get anxious.
Yeah.
Even sometimes texting someone back, like it starts to pile on. Like I didn't message them one day, so then the next day, and I'm like, ugh. And then it turns into a whole bigger thing than it actually is. Yeah, so and then calling people, but you're on the phone all the time. Like today when you came over, you were literally talked to two people.
I literally was in the washroom, hung up with Farah, and then Alicia's mom called.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is my phone ringing so much today? Like, and I was shocked because
you're so social.
The only person I usually talk to every day is Alicia.
Yeah.
Like, every day I talk to her. But, like, it doesn't even feel like I'm talking on the phone because, like, we usually FaceTime and we're just
lives together.
She's literally just there on the phone while I'm doing everything else.
I do that now with my boyfriend when I'm at work. I'll call him to make sure that he's up, and then we'll just stay on the phone until at some point he's just like, I have to take a call, or like I have to go to a meeting.
And you're like, oh yeah, okay, bye. Like, yeah, no, like I don't know.
Girls do that a lot though. I used to do that all the time, literally just living my life with someone on the phone.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just like, it's like comforting.
Company. Yeah.
It almost feels like they're there with you, but they're not.
Yeah. It's nice, but yeah, I
don't know. The pandemic has definitely changed my social
Also,
skills.
I talked to my dad this weekend.
Shocking.
yeah, the weekend that just passed, and I
Shout
was
out to your dad.
literally like, this was really not that bad.
Okay,
I'm like,
if
wow, my
anyone
Mount
knows,
Everest was really not that
no.
bad.
If anyone knows anything about Stacy, is Stacy will avoid a phone call from
Oh my
any
God.
family member at
Yeah,
all costs.
At all costs.
Like on her birthday.
I felt really bad because 2 family members called me on my, actually technically 3, but then I don't know what happened because she has WhatsApp and like, I just can't. The second we are done with this freaking bridal party shit, I am deleting WhatsApp. I fucking can't stand it.
But you know what? Farrah made a really good point the other day, and she said, when Nenen passes away, you're gonna
know
remember all the days that like
that
you
she-
missed, because it's gonna make you remember her even more because of all the days that the
notes,
messages,
the
and then when
voice
they're gonna
notes.
stop, you're gonna miss them.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was
Obviously,
like,
taking things for granted.
That's what you do best. But if there's one thing about this girl, on her birthday, family members were calling her to wish her happy. This girl never answered her phone.
I didn't answer my phone, and then the worst thing is, I know that like, well, actually, I was busy for my birthday, and I wasn't home for my birthday. I was out of town, so I missed the calls. And then once you miss a call, like, it's downhill from there because I'm already like, oh, I need to call them back, and then every single day. But the worst thing is, I torture myself because every day I think about it. Okay, just know that if I never talk to you ever in your life, I think about it though.
I'm fucking
okay. But yeah, and then our aunt calls, and literally the second I get merged into the call, like the first thing I say is, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should, because at this point my birthday was like 2 weeks before.
Yeah, she's
like, anyways, and I'm like,
because our whole family knows how you are. They're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
guys, don't put pressure on me. Don't call me on my birthday. Just send me a message on Instagram or something, and then I'll like it. And say thank you.
Just send her a text message. At least she'll like that.
Older people are not good. Like my dad was basically so the biggest thing with my dad was he wants to talk on the phone, and I don't even want to text, but I'll text, I guess. And then he's just like, but I don't want to text. Like, he's more of those, like, when are you free to call? And I'm just like
never.
Oh, God, no.
Don't ever call this number.
But yeah, I talked to him, and all was good. He was giving me a life update, and I was just like, you know what? I want to have a relationship with you. And he's like, well, obviously, he wants to have a relationship with me. Who does it? And then I was
like, okay, anyways. Like,
but no, it was really good because I'm just like, you know what? You had me at such a young age, and you when you're a kid, you take things personal because how can you not? But then as you get older, my dad had me when he was 19 turning 20. Yeah. He's a month, his birthday's in April, and my birthday's in March. So he was 19 turning 20, and like, I just couldn't imagine having a baby that young with my mom. And...
Damn.
And also, like, not only just that, but I wasn't a planned baby, so already it's like very stressful because they didn't plan to have me, and then here I am, and then
they already had me.
Your mom already had you, and then my mom left. Like, she moved to Ottawa when we were 5 and 7. Yeah. So like, I lost contact. Well, he lost contact with me because I'm just.
I remember him coming to Ottawa to see.
He did come a few times here and there, but like, obviously, you also have your own life, and like, when you're a dad, I do feel like it's easier for you to be absent in your child's life because
I just don't understand how you can sleep at night not knowing if your child.
Well, the thing is, I hear that we are very similar, which is crazy how you can be so similar to someone. And you weren't raised by them. Yeah. But them genetics is strong because I look legit just like him.
Literally.
And
literally, you're like him with hair.
But pretty, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not a bad-looking man. He's a handsome man, but like, you definitely
But we're very
like
much alike and like kind of antisocial, so I get that. I'm sure he thought of me every day, and
my dad didn't even think twice. He wasn't even out here thinking about all that. He was living to be fair, I did talk to my dad recently, like 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And like, So he's going through his own stuff right now.
Yeah.
And like I did make it clear to him that like
I forgive you.
I not even all that, like that was already said years ago, but like I did make it clear like I do care about him and I love him, and I'm
Right.
like, and if I ever did have kids, I would want.
Maybe he's just like, whatever, she's better off without me kind of thing, and it's not.
No, I think it's just,
everyone
he's
should
just,
have their parents in their life if they're not abusive. So
yeah, like obviously I'm never gonna like I hate those people that are like, oh, they're your parents, you should forgive them. Like there are certain things that are unforgivable,
Yeah.
abuse, things like that. Like you can't, like that's not something you could just walk past and just pretend like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Like
But
for
I
me,
also,
like it's not like
let's
that.
be real. Obviously, your dad thought of you. Aren't you the firstborn?
I am my dad's
Yeah, you're the
firstborn,
firstborn, and I'm the firstborn too for my dad. And I actually, when I worked at my old job, this girl that started working there, this black girl, when I went to, I think it was my grandma's funeral or something, I don't know what it was, but I took a picture with my dad and I posted it on Instagram, and she's just like, oh my god, like, is that your uncle? And I'm like, that's my dad. And she's like, when I lived in Montreal for 10 years, I was in the bar industry, and he was the bouncer at the club, and he would tell her all the time that you remind me so much of my daughter.
That's hilarious.
And like he would like protect her from guys and shit like that. And it's so crazy because I met her, and then she was literally like, Stacy, this man talked about you all the time.
I believe it though.
And I was just like, wow, that's so crazy that I met you, and I'm happy, because I was kind of like hating. I'm like, whatever. Well, why isn't he in my life? And she's just like, honestly, like I feel like you should forgive him because he actually talked about you all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I needed to hear that, because
Yeah, you probably did.
that helped. But my dad's not a bad guy, so like
Yeah.
I just could tell that he just was going through shit.
He was really young too.
And
like
I mean, thankfully, I had my mom around.
Yeah.
I had my siblings around, so I wasn't. Obviously, you still feel like an abandonment there, but I was just like, okay, even if I'm 30, sometimes you think it's too late, but it's never too late. If you decide to have a relationship with your parents, it's never too late, because at the end of the day, we only do have one life, and like, it might be too late one day where you're just like, hey, I want to have a relationship with my parents, and then you find out that they passed away or something like that.
Yeah, that's
so I'm happy
true.
that
I definitely don't, like, I don't hold any like anger towards my dad, mostly because I know that my dad was really young, and like
how much older is
he's 3 years older than mom.
okay, so
But like
he
they're
was-
both like their birthdays are at the end of the year, so
he was 20 or turning 20 when he had you, because mom was turning 17 when she had you, but like
no,
you're
she
a
was
whole
17
pretty
when
much-
she had me.
oh yeah, she was 17,
So
yeah.
he was 20.
He was 20.
But like I know I don't hold it against him, because you can't get mad at people for doing the best they can. Like
Yeah.
they're doing better
Even
than what
if
their parents
it's
did,
not
and they're
even
just
them being-
like they're just doing what they can with what they have. Like I don't hold my dad like I don't hold that towards him. Like I more so I think it was more like I just missed him.
Yeah.
Like, cause I actually had a lot, like my dad lived with us for a long time, like, and he was around for a long time. So for me, like, to not have him afterwards was weird, cause I was so used to having him
And especially
around.
as a girl, then you start, and mom was mentioning this yesterday actually.
Yeah.
But like you start looking for love in
In the
all the
wrong
wrong places
places,
when you
yeah.
have your dad missing, because you're trying to fill that void.
Yeah.
And then you realize later on,
When-
like,
and
I'm
it's-
sorry, some of the guys that you like, they're literally your dad.
That's
Like
true.
you literally chased after guys that were like your dad,
I know.
which is so crazy.
I know.
And then, I mean, the guys that I chased after were nicer, so I must say that my dad is nicer.
Yeah, no, dead ass. I mean, yeah, like, and a lot, even now, like, I'm not gonna give names, but like, you know who I'm talking about, reminds me of my dad and my cousin.
Yeah.
And like my cousin, like, and shout out to my cousin 6, Alibaba, whatever. Shout out, like, he's he's a little locked up right now, but like
doing time.
we're praying for you,
Yeah,
like we're
definitely.
praying for you. We love you. We can't wait for you to come back. But he reminds me a lot of
But
both of them.
you love like the potentials.
Yeah.
And you're the type of girl that like tries to take on projects. I don't know.
I like a fixer-upper, like I could flip homes,
And
whatever.
there are nice guys, I'm sure, that see you and they're just like, okay, well, why can't you just be with a nice guy instead of being with these bad boys? And honestly, they're probably like, good, you know what? I hope she fucking stays with these bad boys and they treat her like fucking shit. So that later on, when it's too late for her, she's just like, I
feel like
should
there's
have gone for her. But I feel like
there's
you're just not the type. You're just like, no, and I should have still never gone. I would have, if I could do it all over again,
I still wouldn't have
gone.
picked you. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because I am done. I'm out of my bad boy phase.
Honestly, I'm in a phase
Over
I'm
it.
not even in a man phase right now. I'm just
working on yourself.
I'm just on a me phase. Like, I'm really just working on me. My main priorities right now are the pod, like maintaining my consistency with my workouts, my day-to-day, like
filling up the savings account.
Yeah, like, I mean, car repairs kind of took a hit,
Geez.
but whatever. Like, I'm just trying to be happy in the life that I live today.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. Like, that's all I'm focused on. I'm not focused on anything else. Anything else, if it comes, it comes, and I'm open to it, and I'm trying to, like, open up my heart more to, like, allow these things to come into my life.
And also, like, healing yourself, because if you
100%.
rush into a relationship, one thing a relationship will do is put a microscope under all of your issues.
100%.
Because what I was shocked when I got into my relationship.
She was like, I didn't have any
perfect,
issues.
and
I've been single forever.
how much work I have to do, because I'm just like, yeah, like, you're cute and you're fun and stuff like that, but when shit hits the fan, I was the first to get the fuck out of there and run, okay? Yeah. So I am a very avoidant type of person. I was listening to Joe Rogan. He brought this, I think his name is Chris Buss. He's a psychiatrist, he's a psychologist. He's a research psychologist, and his work is on sexual mating. But anyways, he was talking about attachment styles. There's 3 attachment styles. There's avoidant, secure. Secure is like the best one. And basically means that when you were a kid, like, your parents attended to you whenever you had
none of that.
Did anything?
None of that.
And then there's like an anxious one or something. I don't know. But he said that the people with the avoidant attachment issues are most likely to be unfaithful. And I was literally like, oh my God.
She's like, who told you?
I feel personally attacked. And they were saying how they try to avoid intimate relationships when it comes to, like, deep emotions. And I do that all the time. Like, I do not want to get vulnerable with anyone. Like, the walls are so high up. Oh my God. So yeah, being in this relationship and knocking these walls down and realizing that, because, I mean, no one wants to be told that they have daddy issues, but, like,
who doesn't, though?
You have daddy. If your dad is not in your life, let's be real, you have daddy issues. And honestly, I've noticed that even if your dad is in your life, a lot of these hoes got daddy issues too. So
yeah, not these hoes. Like, Jesus Christ,
I'm
you
talking
can't even
about all of us, because I have some friends that have their dads in their life, and I was literally like, how is it that we have similar issues, but one of us had their dad in their life and one of them didn't?
I do feel like a lot of girls who didn't have their dads in their life and who are looking for, like,
their dad,
that
void,
that love,
that
or whatever
father figure.
I feel like a lot of them probably, like, also didn't have a mom who was, like, overcompensated. Like, I do feel like a lot of, like, I feel like I have daddy issues, but a lot of them are not as, like, they should be worse, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But I feel like mom, like, overcompensated for, like, a lot of things. Like,
you can't be, I'm sorry. And for these mothers,
Agreed.
For moms that celebrate Father's Day on Father's Day, I'm sorry, like, it's not your day.
I'm fucking dying.
You should have, Mother's Day is for Mother's Day, Father's Day is for Father's Day, and, like, we even have International Women's Day too. But, like, you just can't, like, obviously a single parent, single mom, single dad, they will do whatever they can to overcompensate, but at the end of the day, it cannot replace that other figure. And
That's
like
fair.
mom trying to be the mom and dad and obviously doing the best that she can, and she did a great job. Like
did.
she raised 3, 2.5 great civilians that are productive in society, contributing.
Damn, just throwing our brother under the bus. We love
Like,
you.
he's got a little more experience, but he's getting there. Shout outs
he's
to
trying,
you,
he's
bro.
He's
Love you. But yeah, that
honestly,
void
okay,
is
there's
real.
so like with my whole dad thing, like I feel like sometimes, because a girlfriend and I were talking about this, and she was like, do you ever feel resentful towards your parents because they gave your younger siblings the love that they didn't give you? And like we were talking about mom just because of like the fact that like Edric has a different version of her than we had when we were younger.
Yeah.
And even for my dad, like my brother has a completely different version of him than I do. And I don't even like, I'm not even resentful. I don't even feel jealousy. I'm so happy that they didn't have to go through what we had to go through. Like, and I was saying, I'm like, I feel like for my dad specifically, like, I hope that he doesn't feel guilt because even though we lost a lot of time and whatever, like, I am not angry, and also like I low-key feel like it kind of helped me be a better person.
Right.
Like I don't think that I would have been as dependent and as like just like resourceful.
You're also the first child too. I feel like there's just something built in there.
No, but I feel like also I had siblings. Like it's not like I was on like a first child and then I didn't grow up with you. Like I had.
That's what I'm saying, because you're like the eldest. There's like you're the role model.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Fuck. Definitely let that down. Definitely.
But like girls, don't rush into a relationship if you haven't like healed yourself, worked on yourself, and 2, if you are in a relationship, don't be rushing to have kids because a lot of like the fucked up shit that goes on in your household, the kids end up having to build these coping mechanisms that follow them throughout their adulthood. And that's when you start like, honestly, the pandemic really like made me stop and realize what the fuck was going on. And then also getting into a relationship, that's when I really saw how bad of coping mechanisms I have. And it always goes down to your childhood. Like when you meet someone and they're like, oh, what'd you take? And I took a psychology degree, which I did. And then they're just like, oh my God, like, are you gonna ask me about your childhood? And always people are just like, oh, what about, like, talk to me about your childhood. But it actually does stem from your childhood because your environment makes you the person that you are today. And like if you don't work on it, then you're gonna be that same broken trash ass person.
The thing is, broken like if you're broken as a child and you grow, you're just a broken adult. And like broken people hurt people. Like that saying, hurt people. So like until you fix your own issues or come to terms or take accountability and all that stuff for like whatever you need to, like you're never gonna have successful relationships.
And like when you're young, like you're a victim of your environment, but as you get older, like you're a fucking adult. Like people are not those cards are not, oh, but I'm just like, no, like I grew up like this. Okay, yeah, that's I see why you're like that, but why are you still like that?
I had an ex of mine who has a drug addicted parent, and he has a younger sister, and whether or not their parent is an addict, and like unfortunately like that's a
disease.
That's like, a hard hand to be dealt, really like hard. To have a parent who is addicted to drugs, but that didn't dictate their future. Like that didn't make them become addicts. They didn't turn to drugs. Like technically they could have. That's all you know.
You are more likely compared to someone else who's
100%. But I'm just saying, like every life like everything that happens in your life after a certain point is a choice. Because when you're a kid, you don't have those choices. You are basically your parents' luggage and they carry you around wherever they go. And that's unfortunate. But when you get to a certain age, you have to choose to no longer be a victim and do what you need to do to get yourself to where you need to get. Whether it be therapy, whether it be like whatever, like programs, gyms, talking, all that stuff. Like there are ways for us individually to help start the repair process of our emotions.
Even talking about your feelings, because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
something that I really struggle
that is
with
something,
that.
and I've said this like recently in the past few months. My biggest thing is learning to like be more loving and trying to talk about like how I feel
Right.
and express like more love towards the people that I care about.
Yeah.
Because I am very much the type of person who doesn't really like to talk about feelings.
Yeah.
Like, but why are you crying? But like at the same time, I am realizing that like I cannot always suppress my
So hard.
like,
And it
it's hard
internalizes too.
yeah, because I felt like around my heart was so hardened
Yeah.
that I couldn't let anything in.
Yeah.
And it's like now that I'm like peeling away at the like shells,
Yeah.
like bro, I cry at everything, eh? Like the other day I saw a
Really?
video about a dog and I was weeping. Like weeping in my bed, and I was like, oh my God, get it together.
It's good to cry.
Before I used to every
Men
time I would-
and women,
yes,
by the
men and
way.
women. Before when I would cry, I'd be like, gangsters don't cry, stop
Yeah.
crying. And now I'm like, bro, it is what it is. Like you're experiencing an emotion.
Well, you're better
and
than
it's
me
okay.
because I can't even.
Oh my God,
I still
this
can't.
girl
I
at
still
our
can't.
grandmother's funeral.
I literally broke down, and that was probably like 10 years of instances
She broke
that I
down and turns around away from the mic and goes, God damn it, these niggas saw me cry. And I was like, bro, your grandmother just died. Like, you're allowed to
I
cry.
do not like to cry, and especially men too. And I'm not trying. I am not telling you to cry in front of every girl because I don't think that's gonna help you.
No,
Like,
it's
I'm not gonna lie.
But it's okay to be vulnerable.
I have guy friends. Especially this one guy friend who cried all the time, and I almost got desensitized because I'm like, hey, nigga, you cry way too much. Like, you cry, you like, chill. I like at this point, I need to just save any empathy that I have because I'm like, this is overkill. Chill. But there are some guy friends that I've seen them cry here and there, and I'm like, I'm here for you. What the hell? Like we're human beings who have emotions,
and it's
so
okay to express
men are allowed
them.
to cry. And even if you don't want to cry in front of someone, get your ass in the washroom, get your ass in your room,
In your
get under
safe
your freaking
place.
blankie and cry yourself to sleep. Like one of those, like yeah, like one of those. Or even cry in the mirror sometimes. Crying in the mirror?
Don't cry in the mirror because there's something about crying in the mirror after you're done crying.
Ugly crying. You're
After
just
you're
like,
done and then you're like this.
Embarrassing.
After a good cry and you're looking in the mirror, you're like, like, bro, don't cry in the mirror, please.
Yeah, I'm due for a cry because I have not cried in a while.
I mean, I cried like a week ago, or not even, it was like 4 days ago at that fucking dog video. Oh my God.
I'd rather cry for like physical pain than emotional pain. I'm too much of a G-Unit soldier to be crying like
Not
that.
a G-Unit soldier.
But I definitely need to get in touch.
Oh,
with
bro,
my
it's like when you broke your ankle, when you called and you were crying on the phone, I was like, she's hurt. We gotta go.
Oh.
We gotta go now. Like, I drove, I think it was like 150, 155 on the highway.
Stunt driving. I saw on Instagram like one of those Toronto news pages.
Yeah.
This guy drove people are actually wilding now. Like 160.
Was it the guy with the miles instead of, because he was looking at miles instead of kilometers?
No. It was kilometers. He was driving 260 kilometers and they caught him.
No
and
shit.
They impounded the car for
Yeah.
like 14 days. He got a crazy ticket, demerit points, fine, like everything. Like, what do you think?
It's like it's like the guy who got pulled over because he was driving a car with suspended like insurance and license since 2000. I saw that. He got a $15,000 fine, bro. I was like, oh my God, like, bruh, like, oh my gosh.
160 is really bad, and honestly, I should not do that. But there's been several times.
Oh, bro, on the way back to Toronto,
from Toronto, and like it's just clean, like empty. I'm just going,
bro. I'm telling you, for you, I had Waze on for the cops. I had Kayla in the passenger seat, and we were
if you use the Waze app, always report when you see a freaking,
don't be a
look out
jackass.
for all of us, okay?
Yeah. Because be a highway warrior, bro. Like,
please, because people need to get somewhere. But I do not condone speeding, guys.
I'd rather you be late than
dead.
Yeah.
Or hurt someone else.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta do it. Okay. Thank you guys so much.
I don't condone speeding, but sometimes you gotta do it. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok at SpicyTalesPodcast. Same with on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel and like the video. And then you can listen to us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts.
Have a good day. Bye.